All right. Do you know who the largest recipient of campaign contributions is in 20 years from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, their political action organization? Do you know?
I do not.
Do you know?
I don't. No, I don't.
I said in 20 years, so you're all thinking, well, maybe it's Senator Dodd because he was there 20 years. You know it wasn't Senator Dodd. You know who it was? Senator Obama in less than 4 years. Nobody wants to get to the bottom of this. Nobody wants to stop the money trail. And I'm going to ask in a minute to put in the record Exhibit A, and it's called Follow the Money Trail. For those of you who have difficulty distinguishing who participated, I have pictures, photographs of the individuals involved.
Free authorities.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back the balance of my time.
Chair yields himself some of the generous time that's been allotted to us to say that we've held 4 hearings, and we've got 2 more scheduled. We have them scheduled after the election. But this isn't an issue that's going to go away after the election. It's one we seriously need to examine. And we have sent a request for further documents from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and we're going to hold a hearing on them and the role they played in this current crisis, as well as hedge funds. But I think what we have heard from Mr. Micah is a political statement, not one looking into the real issues. It's a political statement. And just to put the facts in perspective, the explosion in subprime lending was primarily driven by Wall Street, and the majority of those loans were originated by unregulated mortgage brokers. According to the Home Mortgage Disclosure Act data in 2006, during the height of the subprime boom, Fannie Mae purchased 2.5% of subprime loans, Freddie Mac 0.4%. Combined, they purchased a total of 2.9% of the subprime loans. In 2007, Fannie Mae increased its purchases of subprime loans to 11.2%, while Freddie Mac increased it to 2.5%. So their combined purchase total went up to 13.7% of subprime loans. These are hardly market-driven driving numbers. Both companies also invested in subprime securities created by Wall Street. Again, they were not the dominant factor in Wall Street. In 2006, their combined market share was less than 25% of the secondary market. I point those facts out, not in any way to excuse Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac and the responsibility they have. We're going to look at their responsibility, but they were not the cause of the financial crisis. And I'd be interested to know if any of the 3 witnesses believe that Freddie Mae and Fannie Mac was the cause of our financial crisis. They certainly played a role in it, but do any of you believe that they were the cause of this financial crisis? Dr. Greenspan?
I think it was a significant factor, but not the primary cause.
And Mr. Cox?
I would agree with that. I think there's no question that the GSEs, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, played a significant
Is your mic on?
role.
We can't hear you.
I'm sorry?
We couldn't hear you.
I think there is no question that the GSEs, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, played a significant role in the subprime crisis and, in fact, in the creation of structured securities and the market for those.
Let me hear from Mr. Snow.
I agree with that. That there's no single cause of this. It's many things contributed to it, but one of the primary contributors among all the other contributors is certainly the role of Fannie and Freddie.
Yeah. Well, I agree with the 3 of you, and that's why we're going to look at those issues. But I don't think it makes a difference that we're looking at it after the election or before the election. We're going to look at hedge funds after the election, and we've got a problem we've got to deal with that is not connected to this election calendar, unless, of course, you want to make it a connection to the electoral calendar, which seems to be the purpose of the gentleman from Florida.
Could I yield myself?
Mr. Chairman.